All right, everybody, welcome back. Totally Driven Radio. Frank. Are you ready?
Of course I'm ready.
To talk more food? It's like our favorite thing to talk about anymore. Food.
And it's our favorite food. Cheesesteak.
Any food is our favorite food, but most of all, we do love the cheesesteak. And let's welcome to Totally Driven Radio the Philly Finest boys, the Samboni boys.
Yo, what up?
Yo. Who do we have here?
Yo. This is Joe and Eric.
Joe and Eric, and I guess Chris is on as well. Let's see.
Yes.
And Chris, is this you?
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, it's me.
All right, cool. We got the three of you guys on.
Yeah, boy,
yes, we do.
Boy.
So, we just got turned on to this show. Our assistant producer who helps us with the booking guests and helps us with the show, Chris, he booked you guys, and going into this, I was like, what is this whole show about? And then he's like, well, they're going to be on the show tomorrow. So last night I'm going through, and thank God you guys were on demand, and I'm watching. This is a crazy show. Like, how did you guys get turned on to this show and get on the show?
Well, that was all Rock. Rock's Eric, by the way. His mom actually hooked us up through Craigslist, and Rock actually signed me and Joe up without even telling us.
So
yeah, his mom was looking for a date on Craigslist, and she stumbled across the application.
Come on, stop it. Are you like seriously? You found this on Craigslist?
Yeah, my mom. My mom found it on Craigslist. Yeah, I got in a car accident. I don't have a job, so my mom's always trying to find me weird stuff to do. She stumbled upon this on Craigslist, so I just signed this up. After I signed this up, I texted them like, yo, they might want us on this thing, and they were ready to go.
So did you watch the show at all before any of this, or you had no idea, or?
Yeah, we've seen a few episodes. I know
not all the episodes. It's the fourth season. We watched some of it, but not religiously. I've watched it since we were on the show. We went back and watched all the other ones.
Yeah,
it's a pretty cool show.
A couple. I watched a couple, and I didn't know what kind of experience it actually was until we were on the show. I mean, you don't really get an idea of how much it really is until you're there.
Yeah.
So it was a rude awakening, at least for me, when I got there, to see how much really went into it. Even operating lunch trucks and everything about it.
Now, did you guys have previous cooking experience, or because that's the one thing I didn't understand from the show, because you guys seem to put it out there that you're holding your own with them, and I just wanted to know what is your guys' background as far as the cooking goes?
Pretty much just home cooked. You know what I mean? We worked at
yeah.
places in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Eric worked at Al's Corner Deli in high school. We worked in a deli. We had some experience on the grill. We made a lot of our own sandwiches for ourselves when we were there, so we kind of got to experiment with recipes and things that we liked. Joe worked at a pizza shop when he was younger, so he was around food and all that. I worked also at Chicky and Pete, so all of us have a little bit of food knowledge, and we are all home cooks. But as far as the competition, I mean, just about every truck had chefs and culinary arts students, so we had our hands full as far as competition was concerned. But so far, we're holding our own. Just a carpenter, an electrician, and a sleep tech from Philadelphia. Just regular guys.
So, did you guys I mean, would you really want to do this now as a career? If you guys would end up winning this? I mean, I know everything's already taped, but I mean, did you really think to yourself all right, if we win this truck at the end, and this is going to be our life, and this is going to be our lifestyle, you guys are all for that? It's something you'd want to do?
That was the game plan from day one. Yeah, I mean, like Eric was saying. I mean, he was in a car accident. He was an electrician by trade, but after his injuries and all, he needs a new option. And I mean, we all love to cook. I mean, we love to eat, love to cook, and I mean, if we could be our own bosses and do something and get paid for it that we love doing, I mean, that was the number one goal from the start of this whole thing.
We went on the road. We saw there's money to be made doing it. People love food trucks. It's kind of the new trendy thing. So there's definitely money to be made in it. We're just trying to make a little bit of it.
Now, one thing we were discussing earlier, and Bay and I we used to be professional wrestlers, so we did a lot of traveling. One thing you could never find in any state other than Pennsylvania was a cheesesteak. And
no.
I went to Florida one time and asked for it, and they had a Philly cheesesteak, and that's your first mistake. Whatever it says Philly, don't buy. It was just the guy chopped up hamburger and threw cheese on it and said, "Oh yeah, it's a steak."
He knows.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a lot of people.
At least you got hamburger.
We had a lot of people trying to pawn off roast beef sandwiches, calling them Philly cheesesteaks on the road at some of the spots we stopped at for lunch when we had downtime. I mean, and it's funny because then people really believe in their hearts that they're eating a Philly cheesesteak. They have no idea. So it was nice for us to be able to go on the road and present these people with, the most authentic Philly we can make. Now, obviously, we didn't have bread at our disposal and butchers and stuff, but, we gave them the closest thing that we could at the time to being a true, authentic Philly cheesesteak, and their minds were blown.
Well, that was...
Yeah,
that
if you
was
guys had...
Sorry, I didn't mean it. But that was the other thing I was saying, too, is because that is a great idea because you don't get real Philly cheesesteaks, so that is the concept of your truck. I see you guys actually with a little leg up because, all the other food trucks you can get anywhere. It's like hot dogs.
Right.
Hot dogs are hot dogs.
Yeah, all the other trucks had to explain what their food was. People knew what they were getting when they came up to us. Our food is a brand in itself. A Philly cheesesteak, it's people know what it is before they even walk up to the truck. So we had that advantage. It was a blessing and a curse because, like Chris said, we couldn't get the ingredients, but we did the best we could to at least try to introduce these people to a real Philly cheesesteak because they've never had one. If you guys are looking for a new way to make money, open up a bakery anywhere west of Pittsburgh in this country and you make a fortune because nobody makes regular, bread that we make. They don't make it anywhere.
They don't have it, man.
So that's the one thing, you guys are driving all around the country. Where did you find, the good ingredients? How did you find, rolls, good rolls and...
It was a struggle, man. It was a struggle. There's a lot that goes into the game. A lot of people could just go in one-stop shop, go into, a bulk store, we had to, run around trying to find butchers and bakeries. We'd get to one bakery, and then we'd show up, and they'd give us this bread, and it had the consistency of a hot dog bun. So we're scrambling.
Right.
We had to really do research. We had to go to 3 bakeries sometimes until we found bread that we thought was suitable. Like I said, we were trying to give the most authentic thing we could. We weren't just going to settle and sell these people, a bad sandwich.
And just because we got bread didn't mean we got to use it. Yeah, just because we got bread didn't mean we got to use it. If you watched the latest episode, we finally found decent bread and they took it away from us.
Yeah.
They made us donate it, which was heartbreaking.
I seen the look on your guys' face with that. You look like you were
you have no idea, bro.
We were man, I was fuming, dude.
I wanted to turn the truck off and go home.
I got to give you guys credit for it was the gooey duck. Number one is when I seen that thing, I was horrified. But
we were laughing so hard when they pulled that thing out, man. We were dying.
I compared it. I said it looked like a clam with genitalia almost.
Horse genitalia.
Wiener the ocean.
I wish I had genitalia like that.
You guys made that work, though. That must have made you. I must have gave you a little bit of pride, man, because.
Well, that's our thing. We're go-getters, man. You know what I mean? Obviously we knew there was going to be challenges, and we just always came up with a plan. We always strategized and always, ended up faring pretty well.
Us and the Brooklyn girls were the only 2 teams without chefs.
Yeah, everybody else had trained chefs.
Speaking of the other teams, them hot dog girls, how annoying are they?
I don't know how they come off on TV. Obviously, we're Philly people. We're still bitter about the World Series. We're not big fans in New York. But on a one-to-one level, personal level, those girls were actually pretty cool chicks.
Yeah,
real down to earth.
I probably shouldn't say it, but if we're going to talk about voices, there's one chick on Bold and Beautiful that kind of drives me nuts with her voice.
Oh, now see, that was the other team that I can't stand.
All right. I'm not here to badmouth anyone, but if you want to talk about annoying, I'm not going to say about the Brooklyn. I'm not going to say about the Brooklyn girls, but
I would never. They might have sounded like Paul Sorvino a little bit when they talked, but they were nice girls.
Well, the other girls, what are they called? The Bound and the Beautiful, whatever they are.
The Bold and Beautiful.
Yeah, well, them. They remind me like the Desperate Housewives or something, because all three of them have to have the cleavage at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of their gimmick. You'll see if you guys tune in this week. We kind of had a thing with them. I can't really give anything away other than that, but we kind of had a run-in with them a little bit, but, it is what it is. People are, everyone's there trying to, win a huge prize. So,
right.
It brings some things out of some people that maybe it normally wouldn't.
I don't know if you guys heard the show a little earlier. We just had another Philly chef on who was on the Master Chef.
Yeah, Chrissy, right?
Yeah. Hey, she told us she is Team Samboni, by the way.
Really?
You guys, she wanted us to let you know that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. That's one great thing about Philly. People give us a bad rap as far as, throwing snowballs at Santa, yada, 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 all the bad things I could say. But one thing about Philadelphia as a whole is we seem to support anything that is Philly or from Philly, you know what I mean? Which is nice. We came home. We have a lot of support back with everyone from Philly and the surrounding areas, which is cool, you know what I mean? Philly always looks out for each other.
I saw Chrissy on Master Chef, dude. That was whack that she got eliminated. I was pulling for her hard.
Yeah.
She's a thorough Philly chick. Where's she from?
She's originally from South Philly. Now she lives down by us, down in the Delco area.
Okay.
Okay. You can tell she got that. She was Philly all the way. She was thorough, that chick. I liked her.
Well, she wanted us to tell you.
Some other people kind of annoyed me. I was hoping she would win.
Well, she wanted us to tell you guys she loves to just watch you guys.
Well, that's great. We appreciate it. We really do.
When we get a spin-off, she's definitely invited.
Well, we're going to have to do a big food thing and get everybody all together and hang out.
We'd love to.
Absolutely. Food brings the world together.
Absolutely. Now, how is it now that you guys are home, the show's now starting to air? How is people treating you differently? Starting to recognize you at all, or?
Some of our friends, our friends call us Hollywood, stuff like that. That's expected. But overall, the love from just random people on the street is like incredible. People walk up. I was in a bar the other night. Some chick was like, "Oh, I want to take a picture with you." I was like, "Are you talking to me?" You know what I mean? Like I didn't.
Right.
It kind of threw me off, but it's constant love. Because like Chris said earlier, anything Philly loves. You know what I mean? We get constant support, constant love. Yeah, we stick together, no doubt.
This is true. Was it when you guys got onto the truck and all and started having to do like actually working and making mistakes and all, was it what you expected? I mean, having some experience in it, but being on a truck, was it what you expected, or was it a big difference for you?
The thing I'll tell you the difference with being on the truck and being the experience that I had, all the experience I had in kitchens was you had prep time, you had all your your materials there to cook. So being that it was part of a game and a challenge and being on the run as much as we were. I mean, we were shopping, going right from the truck to our spot, opening it up. So our lines are backing up. So we got overwhelmed at times because we didn't have that prep time and all the other luxuries you have to being in an actual kitchen.
Right.
Not to mention prep time every once in a while. Yeah, every once in a while you get a guy who calls and says, "I'm taking your bread away from you." That's not really a normal experience. You guys want to make cheesesteaks? Oh, that's cool. I'm taking your bread away.
Yeah, you don't have a dollar left to spend. You don't have a dollar left to spend. We're taking all your bread and potatoes, so use this meat and cheese and serve it.
How annoying is that when that phone rings and he's calling you? I mean, when you see that phone, I mean, you must want to just smash it.
Well,
that's
sometimes,
Rock was the guy.
Sometimes it's like good because you're waiting for the call. So once he calls, it's a relief. But most of the times, it's not a call you're looking forward to.
Yeah,
especially first thing in the morning.
Yeah, first thing. Yeah. It's not like he was ever going to call and say, "Good news, guys, I found you some good bread." Or, you know what I mean? Or, "Good news, I found you a good butcher who's going to sell you ribeye at a decent price." That was never the phone call. It was, shut your truck down and do 6 backflips and, tow the truck here with your face. And
yeah, like the one
we'll see you there.
The one thing I saw last night, you guys, you weren't allowed to go back to the store and you ran out of stuff. And they just show you guys just sitting around. At one point, you're just like laying in the parking lot. Like, what are we doing?
Well, that's
we sat in that parking lot for a good hour and a half, 2 hours waiting. Meanwhile, the other teams were out selling food.
Yeah. That was one of the calls where I said we were actually looking forward to him calling because we were waiting for him to tell us we could shop. But most of the time, we weren't looking forward to those calls.
We sold out. Sorry, we sold out.
Yeah.
Now we can't go shop.
Right.
You think it's a good
Sorry,
thing?
we're awesome.
Sorry, we're
we got punished for being good at it.
Now, how about when you guys are driving around the country? Like, I mean, you guys are three friends. You guys have been friends since you were young kids, right?
Yeah. We were 10.
Now, how did you guys end up? I mean, now that you're on the road together for however long you guys were out there, like, were you any fights, or did you guys get along for the whole time, or?
We bickered and argued. We bickered and argued. You're gonna have to tune in and watch all that. I mean, you know, there's definitely a few arguments I think up and coming.
Well, we argued our whole life. We weren't gonna stop all of a sudden.
But the one good thing about us is we usually get past our arguments and get, you know, we went out there with our eye on the prize, and even though we had our little quarrels and beefs and got on each other's nerves, I mean, we kept our eye on the prize and regrouped and got back after the goal at hand.
It's squashed, and 5 minutes later, it's squashed. Like, you argue, and then you get it over with.
Very nice.
There's a pretty good argument on this episode coming up. You guys might want to watch that.
Now, what night
for next week?
The fiercest argument that me and Joe ever had in our entire lives happened on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
now,
the worst argument we've ever been in. Sunday nights, 9 p.m., Food Network.
Sunday night, 9 p.m. You know, that's perfect time because True Blood's not on.
You're Philly guys. You got to argue. And then, you know, at the end, you hug. It's all good.
Exactly.
Yeah, some people don't understand that. They're like, I can't believe how you guys fight that way. And I'm like, wait, you don't argue? I don't understand. Like, what do you do? You just smile back and forth at each other all day? That's boring.
How many times have we heard in our lives growing up? Like, I can't believe you guys are even friends. Like, all you do is rip on each other constantly. Well, I don't know. If I'm not ripping on you, I probably don't like you.
I'll tell you something funny. My co-host, Bay, like I said, him and I used to be professional wrestlers. Whenever we wrestled each other, we used to beat the crap out of each other. I mean, like, literally, like, we hated each other. And then people were like, is there something wrong? No, we just know we can do it, and we were going to be friends afterwards. I mean, he set me on fire once.
Holy
See, that's friendship,
awesome.
man. When you can set your buddy on fire and then, you know, hug them afterwards, you know, you're good. And that's what I said. You know, if you guys are still friends, it's you know that's what Philly's all about.
By the way, real quick, I just wanted to let you guys
know. Lit me on fire one time. You remember that?
Yeah. I put him out with my
coming from. That's friendship.
By the way, I wanted to let you guys know real quick. I'm a big ECW fan from back in the day, so I remember you guys.
Oh boy!
Oh, you know that
Chubby Dudley.
Yeah, he's one of the original Dudleys.
Yeah, I remember the guy, the Blue Meanie, actually hit us up on Twitter when we got back, and I was like, to me, that was somebody that when I was younger, that's like a famous person. You know what I mean? So he hit us up on Twitter. I was like, what? Blue Meanie. That's who I remember running home to watch ECW on Friday nights. I loved it.
That's funny.
He was actually a good friend of both of ours. That's what. Hey, you know what? Make him a cheesesteak. He'll be your friend for life.
Yeah, I'm sure
we can definitely hook him up with that.
Yeah, I'm sure he's put back a few cheesesteaks in his life.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I was going to say. We'll have to all get together. We'll bring Brian with us, and we'll all hang out. Because I saw that. I saw when I went to go follow you guys on Twitter that he was following you guys. I said, oh, there you go. Meanie's a fan.
Yeah, man. That's what we're talking about, that with the Philly love. You know, he's a Philly guy. And it didn't even matter what we were doing. He's automatically going to support it because it's hometown. Because most people don't support Philly. They think we're like, you know, arrogant or jerks or, you know, assholes, yeah. And we kind of tried to dispel that rumor on TV. You know, you get what you want to get from us. If you want to come up to our truck and act like an asshole, we can act like assholes too. But if you come up to our truck and act like a normal human being, you know, you can get the good treatment too.
You know, it's funny. We were just talking to Chrissy about this, where we were saying when you watch MasterChef, you can see the difference, and when you watch your show as well, you can see the difference between Chrissy and you guys being from Philly compared to the rest of the contestants.
Yeah.
Philly. It's such a huge difference.
It's very, very different. Because we're not for the bullshit. You know, we're not into the bullshit. If you be honest, and she was the same way on that show. That vegetarian girl, I wanted her to rip her throat out when I was watching that. And I know I'm like, just do it. Just do it. Set her on fire. Kill her. Punch her.
If you
watch that show every week just to see her.
Did you see last night's episode?
I saw bits and pieces of it. I didn't see the fight. I was at work. I saw bits and pieces of it.
You have to look for it online. It was probably the most
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah.
It was probably the most awkward moment on TV I ever saw. Like,
I'll tell you what's awkward is how tight that Italian guy's pants are. That's awkward. That dude needs to buzz off. He makes fun of our accent. Cool accent, dork.
Oh, poor Luca. Poor Luca.
Yeah, poor Luca. Yeah.
There was a moment last night, and Bale, she pulled out a Philly move where they were all talking. They were talking smack on her, basically. He walked up to all three of them and was like, what were you saying? And they were all like, nothing. It was a total. If you're from South Philly, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that point when you walk up,
we don't
got something to say, and they all just were like little girls.
Good for her.
Yeah, of course they were. Well, Luca had his niece's pants on, so of course he got some little girl. I think his shirt buttons underneath like a onesie. Like tight-ass shirts he wears.
What part of Philly?
Just throw me with a onesie on.
You guys are from Northeast Philly? It's too funny.
Yes,
now,
sir.
We got to ask the main question. Who has the best cheesesteaks in Philly besides you guys?
It's gonna be mixed. It's gonna be mixed reviews between us three. You know, you're gonna hear Steve's and Chinks.
Yeah,
Steve,
man. Chinks is from
Joe's used to be Chinks. That's my favorite.
Now.
That's Joe's. I think is the best. I know people love Steve's and stuff. I'm not really into the slab meat. I kind of like it a little bit chopped up.
I'm not
but
really
I think
into
Joe's
either,
on Torresdale Avenue is the best.
And you know they didn't say the tourist traps, Bay.
I know.
No, I mean,
that's not really my thing.
Yeah,
they're all right. This argument. We had Brian Duffy from Bar Rescue on.
Yeah, right. I know.
The same way. He gave us another place, another out-of-the-way place, and I'm writing all these down because I'm going to go on a cheesesteak tour of Philly one day and just start sampling. I think really good.
Philly has a good one.
Yeah, I've heard of Steve's. I've never had it. But what are the other two, Joe's and Chinks?
Well, Chinks is
called Joe's now. It used to be called Chinks.
Okay. And then where's that? Northeast Philly, too?
Yeah, that's on
Torresdale Avenue.
And where's
the original Steve's is on St. Vincent and Bustleton. And the one I go most of the time is on Conley and the Boulevard. There's two locations.
Gotcha.
Torresdale and Benner is where Joe's is at.
Look at this. We're learning all about more cheesesteak places, Frank.
It's the best, man.
Well,
it's a beautiful
And even
thing.
though, like,
the Samboni,
but don't forget, but also don't forget to follow Samboni Boys on Facebook at Philly's Finest Sambonis, and on Twitter at Samboni Boys for our locations, because that's the true best sandwich in the city.
At Samboni Boys.
Come get some.
Now,
what's the
true name of you guys? Because you guys have like three different names. Is it Philly's Finest Zambonis, the Samboni Boys, or is it just all three names, whatever you want to call you?
It's whatever you want to call
it. Don't call me late for supper.
That's right. Anything goes. Samboni, whatever you want. The Sam Bros.
Oh boy. All right, guys.
Sambonis are just, that's it.
Sambonis is the Sambonis. And we're the Samboni Boys.
There you go. All right, everybody. Follow them on Twitter. Like them on Facebook. Watch them on Sunday nights. True Blood is not on anymore, so you have to watch Food Network, 9 p.m., the Great Food Truck Race, and go Philly. We're Team Samboni.
Appreciate it.
Why would you watch it? Why would you watch True Blood instead of that anyway? I remember when I was a kid, vampires were like sissies. Now all of a sudden they're like these
True
tough,
Blood's a
big
good show,
monsters.
dude. True Blood's a good show, dude.
Knock it
True
off,
Blood's
Knock it off.
Tune in Sundays on the Food Network.
I'll explain it to you this way. I'll explain the whole True Blood thing to you this way. Where you have True Blood, you have bloody lesbian vampires.
There you go.
All right.
And now that the show's not on, there you go. See that? So now it's done. Their season is done, and your guys' season has started. It's all good. So now we're on to the Food Network.
All I know about vampires is when I was a kid, I looked for a kid dressed like a vampire on Halloween so I could beat him up and take his candy because he was usually a sissy. Now all of a sudden they're like these big, tough monsters.
Well, the ones that sparkle are the sissy vampires.
The sparkling sissy vampires. That's going to be the name of our next food truck.
Vampires don't sparkle. That's the difference.
All right.
We
just came up with the new name of our next truck.
The sparkling vampire truck?
Sparkling sissy vampires.
There you go.
Guys,
as
the show goes on, and since we are a team Philly Finest now, you guys are definitely going to have to come back and give us an update.
Absolutely. We appreciate the support and love, man.
You got it, guys. Good luck with everything. Let's keep in touch and go Team Samboni. Philly's Finest.
Samboni boys. Let's
do
it. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot, man. Good luck.
All right,
take care, man.
Always be good.
There you go, Frank. More connections in the world of food. How am I supposed to lose
You
weight?
know what? Are they not Philly guys or what, man? We definitely got to keep track of them, and it's great to have a rooting interest with these shows. It is making the shows so much more fun to watch.
I'll tell you what, and like I was saying earlier, like how we're getting turned on to all these cool shows now, and like with like MasterChef, I would get stressed out watching it, and I was getting that same feeling last night watching these guys. Like every time that phone rang, I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" Like, make that phone stop. Like it was just putting a total groove buster in everything. So I mean, if people aren't watching this show, they got to check it out. I mean, you can probably go on demand and watch it. That's what I did last night. On the Food Network, check out the Great Food Truck Race. It's a bunch of food trucks with teams of 3 people, and they're driving around the country. It's a 4,000-mile race around the country, and you go to each little town, and you set up, and you start selling your food, and you got to make the most money. And whoever doesn't make the most money that week, they get kicked off the show. So there you go. Easy concept, but hard job.
And I love the fact that, as soon as we mentioned Chrissy, and they were immediately, Philly, and they are right, man. I mean, you think about tonight, like Scott Ayers said it the best. Philly, man, you're Philly, you are Philly, and people, and if the rest of the country could experience like how tight we are, they'd have a newfound respect for us.
Hey, we're the city of brotherly love. We're the city that loves you back.
Now, see, I like the slogan that they wanted to do, and it got shot down.
What's that?
Philly, the city where you got to watch your back. I like being a tough. I don't care. I don't want to be a sissy. Because you know what? They were talking about that on sports radio today about how sissified the new Eagle Stadium is. How, like, the Veterans Stadium, people were afraid to come there. And how the new stadium, no one's afraid of it. I want that image. I don't care that you think that, we're dirtbags. Because, you know what? Even if we are, we're our own dirtbags. We love each other.
I want the vet back. That's all. I just want the 700 level back.
You know what? The vet for football was the greatest stadium. You know what? I enjoyed the Rats. It was like a little friend coming to watch the game with you. Now it's like it's too. You know what? I guess what makes me sick about the new stadium? It's Jeffrey Lurie. It screams of that pansy California wimp and all his little buddies in the front office. It doesn't scream, we're going to knock you out.
Mama said knock you out. All right. On that note, let's take another commercial break, Frank, for our 10 o'clock hour. And when we come back, we got some news stories to talk about. We'll be getting Nick on